Welcome to one of the 7 wonders of the world. Welcome to the Great Wall of China. Okay, so we are on the way to the Great Wall of China. It was a bit of a struggle, to be honest. This is the first Didi that we are taking here in Beijing. Didi is like Uber in other countries. It's the Chinese version of Uber. And we had to negotiate the price. As you can see here in the chat, we negotiated a little bit with the translator, which makes it even harder. We met at a price of 650 yuan. I don't know what the real price should be right now to get a private ride to the wall and to go back as well. The driver is going to wait for us there. I will ask in the hotel later if the price was actually fair or not, and I will let you know here somehow. Anyway, it was a bit of a struggle. There was another driver that wanted to rip us off, so we cancelled the first one, and this is the second attempt now. And we are on our way. So I'm very excited for the Great Wall of China. It'll be a more or less 1.5 hour ride to get there. We will enjoy the warmth in the car because up there it will be -9 degrees, I think, or -10, something like that. Here we are. We just arrived at the entrance of the Great Wall. We are on our way to the cable car. We will take a cable car up to the mountains. You can also walk there, but obviously that's a little bit more exhausting than taking the cable car. And we just want to get up there before the tour buses come there. So that's why we are taking the cable car. It'll cost you 200 yuan more. The entrance fee for the Great Wall is around $6.80. That's what we paid. We paid it online. We bought the tickets yesterday already. You can also get them here directly. But, well, we decided to get them in advance. They are connected to your ID number, to your passport. So all you have to do is scan your passport and then you can enter it. In general, the trip was very smooth. Our driver drove us up to the entrance of the cable car. Usually there's an entrance down there, and from there you would have to take a shuttle bus up here, or you can also walk. If you would take the shuttle bus, you would have to pay a little bit more for the bus as well. So you need to include all of these additional costs when coming here to the Great Wall. The Great Wall of China is one of its most iconic landmarks, if not the most iconic landmark, and there are more than 1 million visitors per year here. There are 3 sections of the Great Wall that you can visit near Beijing. We chose the Mutianyu section of the Great Wall, which is the second furthest away from Beijing. The most visited section is the Badaling Wall. It is only 1 hour away from Beijing, and it is therefore the most accessible part as it is easy to reach and there are many tours that can take you there. For the third section, you'll have to plan about 2 hours by car. It is meant to be the less visited section as it is quite hard to reach. There are no tours and you will have to hire a private driver. So if you really want to be sure, especially during high season, to be more or less alone by yourself at the Great Wall, then that section would be the one I would recommend to you. I will leave you the name down here because honestly I have no idea how to pronounce it. We chose this section specifically because first of all we are here during off season, and second of all there is one highlight that I will show you at the end that will help us to let out our inner child, I think. It looks super fun and I'm super excited for the last part. This part here is called Mutianyu Wall, and this is the second most visited wall. We are here in off-season, it's winter, and you can tell by my clothes it is super cold. But we are here early in the morning to avoid the crowds. I think in general there won't be that many people here at this time of the year, but anyway, you have to keep that in mind, especially if you are here in summer. It opens up every day at 8 a.m, so that will be the earliest time you can arrive here. And we are now on the cable car. I think it will take us more or less 10 minutes to get up there. And from there we will start the walk along the wall. So we just passed the first watchtower that you can see there. In general, the views are so impressive. Like, this wall seems to be endless, and some parts of it are extremely steep. We will keep walking along it for a little bit to explore it a little bit more. You have to pay attention when walking down these stairs because they are super uneven and some of them are super tiny. There are some that are quite high, so you have to pay attention. But they actually created it this way with a thought behind it, because they said that when they built the stairs a little bit more uneven, it is harder to walk on the wall, which made it harder for invaders to invade China in general or to take over this wall. So that's why the construction is how it is, perfectly imperfect. This section of the Great Wall has first been constructed in the 6th century and it was later on rebuilt by the Ming Dynasty. This section is known as one of the best preserved sections and one of the easiest accessible sections, and it stretches over 5 kilometers long and includes in total 24 watchtowers. The Chinese wall has first been constructed to protect the Chinese states from invaders. And it has been constructed over many years, and it has been continued to build over the years. They started at one section and then continued to prolong the wall further and further. So far, I do not regret at all having come here to this specific spot of the Great Wall, because as you can see, there are a few people here, but really not many. I expected it to be way worse, as I've seen photos and videos on the internet that were a bit shocking, to be honest. But this section here, at least during this time of the year, is highly recommended. Besides that, I am impressed by the views, not only the views over the wall, but also the views of the mountains that surround this wall. And in general, I have no idea how they constructed it, because this is such a remote place. And some of the peaks that you can see of the wall are super high, and the mountains here are natural, in their natural original state. I have no idea how hundreds of years ago people were able to construct such a huge project as the Chinese wall. This is seriously absolutely impressive. Okay, in this section, for example, there are no stairs, as you can see, but it is so inclined. I'm not sure if you can see that in the camera. This is exhausting, people. Going up here is kind of like a workout. Oh, okay. There is a section awaiting us that is even more inclined. And I would say it has stairs, but that's going to be a little bit tough. The Chinese wall is in total 21,000 kilometers long, and it is therefore the largest man-made project on Earth. It is the sum of various fortifications that at some point have been unified. The first unification of the Great Wall happened under the Emperor Qin Shi Huang. And the best preserved areas of the Chinese wall, which also includes this section here, have been constructed under the Ming Dynasty. And these sections were meant to protect China from the invaders from Mongolia. The first sections of the Chinese wall have been built more or less in the 7th century. In total, the construction of the Chinese wall has taken more than 2,000 years. Only the sections during the Ming Dynasty have taken more or less 200 years to build. Over these hundreds of years, the wall has been more and more unified, with each dynasty adding further sections to the walls. We made it to the highest point of this section of the Great Wall. We can see here the boundary. Up there, the section is undeveloped, and therefore it will be too dangerous to get up there, and it's simply forbidden. The last part was extremely steep, especially the really last part, like the last stairs. They were super steep, very small. It was exhausting. I really recommend you to bring comfortable and good shoes to make this climb up here. But the views are worth it. It is absolutely stunning. We have an amazing overview of the whole section of the Great Wall, and it is just super impressive. This Great Wall has not only been built to protect China from invaders, it has also been kind of a border for people who wanted to travel to China. So it didn't only protect it from invasions, it also controlled the people crossing the border in general. If this looks steep, it's even steeper than it looks, trust me. I will definitely stick to my recommendation from earlier today. Come early in the morning, because there are way more people right now here than before, even though it is still not as bad as I had expected it to be. If it would have been like this before, I still wouldn't have thought it's overcrowded or anything like that. But again, we are here at off-season, during off-season, so come early to avoid the crowds and to fully enjoy this place. We are now going towards the last part of the Great Wall, of the section, and there I will finally show you the reason why we came to this section. And we are at the last part of the Great Wall, and this is the reason why we wanted to come to this section specifically. I promise you at the end of this tour you can let out your inner child, and this is the reason why. Behind me down there is a slide that will take you back down to the area where the driver dropped us off, and we are going to take that slide now. It looks super fun, although there's kind of like a traffic jam down there right now, but there's just one guy regulating the traffic so that there aren't too many people coming down too fast. I'm super excited for that. Let's go there. Here we go. We are having technical problems over here. It says don't stop, no stopping, but we also don't move forward. We are arriving! I think this was the best way possible to end this tour of the Great Wall. It was so much fun, even though there were a few parts where people were slowing down a lot because of some curves, or sometimes I don't even know why, but there were some really fun parts in between, some fast parts where we were speeding up a bit and so on, and it was so much fun. They even take photos of you with the Great Wall of China in the background. It looks beautiful. Unfortunately, they didn't take one of me. But anyway, the experience was a 10 out of 10, clearly, and definitely one of the highlights here. So I can only recommend this section of the Great Wall of China. This was such an impressive visit. Seriously, words cannot describe this place. It is incredible. I had a lot of fun today and it was a super interesting visit. I hope you enjoyed it as well. And if you did, make sure to leave me a thumbs up, subscribe to the channel because I will show you several adventures here in China, and I will hopefully see you in next week's adventure.